Yeah, got a show for y'all.
Got a damn good show.
Okay, so Rosie O'Donnell, she moved to Ireland because she says she doesn't feel safe in the country with Trump as president.
That don't make no sense. That don't make
That's
no
dumb,
sense.
right? That's like me, you moving to Ireland because Biden's the president.
Yeah. Like Trump's going to put in a concentration camp or something.
Yeah, but we're adults. She's a baby.
But this is the best country in the world. You got black, you got white, you got Latinos, you got all kinds of ethnicities, a melting pot. What happened to democracy? The American people chose Trump. Yeah. You like, screw democracy? I'm leaving?
Yeah, and this is a diverse country. You're all about diversity. You moved to the whitest country you could find.
Yeah, what does that say about what you truly believe in?
Yeah, let's check out what the ladies on The View have to say.
So,
Don't tell me they're gonna defend her.
co-host of The View, Rosie O'Donnell, has a long-standing feud with Donald Trump that dates back years before he became president. And now that he's back in power, she just made a drastic move. Watch.
I'm here in Ireland. Although I was never someone who thought I would move to another country, that's what I decided would be the best for myself and my 12-year-old. And
A 12-year-old is like...
You actually took your 12-year-old out of the country because your candidate lost the election?
Yeah, let me see something. Hold up. I think one of them's gay or something. Let me see. Rosie O'Donnell, gay kid. I bet that's what it is. Rosie O'Donnell, yep, has a non-binary child, Dakota, who's also autistic. Okay, so that's why she left.
Wait, non-binary?
Yeah.
So he's not female or male.
Yeah.
Wonder how he learned that.
And I'm trying to find a home here in this beautiful country.
That's a beautiful place.
And when, you know, it is
it's not
safe
America.
for all citizens to have equal rights there in America, that's when we will.
You know, if you're gay, Trump throwing them in jail, right? He's locking them up.
What rights have your kids or you have lost? What rights have you lost?
The right to have Kamala as the president. That's the rights they lost.
Yep.
Consider coming back.
And earlier this week, the
Childish.
Irish Prime Minister was asked about this in a loaded question from the conservative media correspondent who happens to be dating Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh, yeah. Take a look.
What does that got to do with anything?
Very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happiness level.
That's true. Thank you. I like that question. Do you know you have Rosie O'Donnell?
No.
Do you know who she is? Do you know who she is?
Yeah. I'm joking.
You're better off not knowing.
Oh, no, he's going to be mad at Ireland now. Here comes the potato tariff.
It's crazy.
Why can't Trump let this go? This has been years now. He's still got to, as the Italians go, oh.
Well, Trump didn't bring it up. The reporter asked the question.
Yeah.
Of course, Trump's going to chime in. Whenever somebody brings up Trump, you're going to chime in.
Right.
Of course he's going to chime in. Y'all chime in every day on your show.
About Trump.
He didn't bring her up.
When are y'all going to let it go, huh?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Trump didn't bring her up.
Right.
Rosie O'Donnell brought him up.
Right.
over here for Rosie O'Donnell.
Can you remind us what it is that she said about him or did to him? Because it's almost like you know, he's a toddler. His frontal lobe is not really fully developed.
Which pause? Who's child? Wait a minute. Trump's a toddler, but Rosie O'Donnell's not? You took your family out of the country because your candidate lost. And y'all got the nerve to call Donald Trump a toddler. Childish.
Developed, in my opinion. And so he probably suffers from that imposter syndrome. And maybe she did something that called him out on it.
Well, if you watch the clip, she basically flipped her hair, which he didn't care. I used to play with around with
this. This was what year? This was way before he was president.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Let's see.
2006, I'm
I
being
was like
told
25.
in my ear.
No.
So she made a hair joke?
She flipped the hair. He didn't really care about that. It was the money, in my opinion.
Oh.
She was saying how many times he was bankrupted and blah, blah, blah.
Well, he's not a real billionaire.
Well, that's...
Or he was.
What is wrong with these women?
Yeah.
He's not a real billionaire? What? Does that make any sense?
I bring up where he lives, Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
That is like the most, that's in Palm Beach, Florida. Yeah. That's the most expensive real estate in the country.
Yeah.
And his
You remember they tried to say his property was worth like $7 million?
yeah,
I mean, the trees on his property is worth probably $100 million.
yeah, because he got so many palm trees.
In the acreage, yeah.
But it's right there on the Atlantic Ocean. It's like prime time real estate. That's where Epstein lived.
Yeah. The richest people in the world, some of the richest people in the world live.
Oh, you go down there by Mar-a-Lago and look at those houses and the view they have of the Atlantic Ocean and
Yeah.
how much acreage these houses have and how big these houses, like not 10, 15, 20,000 square feet. I'm talking 50, 75,000 square feet, some
Yeah.
of these houses.
Yeah.
And to say, whatever.
Wasn't.
She called him out on it, and he freaked out, and he was so vicious to her on every station. People would take his phone calls on every station, MSNBC, CNN, everywhere he went, even here.
Well, so she
Yeah.
spoke truth.
And he
She
took
saw
that
through
dig at
him.
her in that presidential debate that Megyn Kelly moderated. He
Yeah,
he
yeah.
insulted her during
Yeah, he
it.
can't get over
Well,
it.
you know, I was actually
Y'all can't get over it.
Yeah. Of course he's going to
Trump's moving
fight back.
past it.
He has a right to defend himself.
He can't. She can talk, but he can't.
She can talk all this trash. Like
Right.
all these people can talk trash about Trump, but he can't respond with more trash.
Yeah. Your child's a non-binary. That's like an ideology. And where did he learn it?
Yeah. From
Y'all don't talk about that.
yeah.
How
For a kid
she's
to-
brainwashing her kids.
For a child to identify as a non-binary, that's
just
child
nuts.
abuse. That's
You're not even picking a side. You're nothing.
Yeah.
You're just a turtle that just lays eggs. You're asexual.
I think
so
it's
I was
child
at
abuse.
that
Yeah.
Republican debate. It was the first debate of the 2016 primary. It was in Cleveland, at the place where the Cleveland Cavaliers play.
Good job.
And
Wow.
Megyn Kelly asks the question, you know, you call women fat slobs. I don't know if we
yeah.
have the clip.
I remember that.
And he says, yes, but that's just Rosie O'Donnell. And I remember so vividly because the entire place erupted in laughter.
Yeah, it was
full
funny.
of people. And
She called him out.
Yeah.
You think he's going to call her out?
Yeah. If somebody's going to insult you, you got to expect some reciprocation. I'm going to
when it's
insult
Donald-
you back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when it's Donald Trump.
Yeah.
my phone, I had it on my lap on silent. My phone vibrated, and I looked down, and it was Rosie. And she was texting me, and she said, I am watching this debate with my kids so they learn about American government. How do I explain this to them?
Wow.
Classic. Keep your mouth shut. I mean, Donald Trump was on.
Your kids, you in the living room with your kids, right? Y'all sit down watching TV, and there's the president insulting your mom. Fat slob. That is crazy.
He did it to herself.
I know. She walked right into it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, look, if
What'd
you
you say to her?
the hell am I going to say to her at that point? It's like, I'm sorry. I was
her to keep her mouth
mortified
shut.
that had happened. I said, I'm sorry. I don't have an explanation for how you explain it to your kids, but I do know that if you're Rosie O'Donnell, who he hates, and in fairness, she hates him. It's mutual.
Oh, you're
And you
fine
are
now.
listening to him threaten Liz Cheney, and you're looking at him go
threatened Liz
after
Cheney.
law firms, and you are listening to him saying he's coming back to be the retribution, and you know how ruthless and how vicious he is, and that he personally hates you, and you have a 12-year-old with special needs, and you want to bring her up in a place of love and peace, and you have the resources.
Love and peace. She ain't bringing that kid up under no love and peace.
Non-binary child. What rights have that non-binary child lost?
Yeah, but she's talking about she's bringing this child up under love and peace when she's openly mocking and criticizing somebody.
Yeah. Exactly. And
There's an
love and
ability
peace is
that you
not
make the heart-
raising your child non-binary. That's wicked.
Yeah.
Her decision of leaving, good for her. It's good that she's fought her entire life. She's putting herself first.
Well,
I'm
and
very
it's
supportive.
a good
She
teaching
surrendered.
moment for a parent at that time because
Why would
Donald
she clap
Trump
for
can
that?
best be described as a textbook like bullies for dummies. This is who he is.
Yeah.
Way back in 1983, when Back to the Future came out, the character Biff was based on Donald Trump. That's been confirmed. So you're looking that he was already a bully.
I love Biff. No wonder I love Biff in that cartoon.
Yeah.
Even though he was like a bully, I love Biff.
Yeah, without Biff, you have no Back to the Future.
He was he was a supporting actor. Yeah, Biff was
Biff is a legend.
yeah, but how true is that?
I don't know. It probably made it up, but it was always something about Biff that I loved.
Yeah.
That tracks really well.
And you can see it now. Watch it back. So it is a textbook example of explaining to your children there are going to be people that the only way they can be on top is to beat other people down, and those kids are going to run into that. Kids run into it every day. You just usually leave it behind on playgrounds across this country.
In middle school.
And now
Or high school.
we're seeing it elevated to certain levels. But
We see it on y'all show every day.
It is so crazy how they gaslight and spin things. The Justice Department turned Trump into a 34-time felon based on how he kept his books.
Yeah.
And y'all calling Trump a bully?
I do think it's important to teach your kids about that because they're absolutely going to run into people just like Donald Trump.
Man, kids read it at in kindergarten.
Yeah.
Well, just bullies. You learn on the first day of school. Watch out, get out of the way. I learned that first day. Like, come on, man. Y'all get out of here with that crap.
Yeah.
Because I do think it's important just to remember that America's bigger than the president. And I want to acknowledge that especially the LGBTQ community may feel uncomfortable in certain states right now. I just talked to Kara Swisher on our podcast yesterday about this. And I get if you have the means and you want to make that decision. But I'd also remind folks, I think Americans love to think we're so far behind and Europe is so progressive and ahead of us. It's just not really the case. We remain the most ethnically diverse, one of the most ethnically diverse nations on earth. We're the one where you're most likely to be able to come in from one socioeconomic class and in your lifetime be in a completely different one. This table doesn't exist in a lot of Europe. On LGBTQ rights issues, we're about as advanced as most of Europe. I know there are some places.
Racist too, though.
We're pretty racist too. How did you get on the show? You look a little bit. You look a little dark to be on that show.
Man.
We have way more diversity, though, which is
What? There's racism everywhere. There's classism. There's colorism everywhere.
That's racism in Africa.
Yeah, they call it colorism or tribalism or whatever.
Yeah, it's racism everywhere. No country, no state, no continent is immune from that.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
But you know
and when
what?
you're a completely homogeneous nation like Denmark, they don't
deal
have
with
that much.
racism.
They
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
deal
but you
with
know what?
racism.
That's why people are upset because we like this country. We want it to stay the
But
way it's
that's
been.
my point, though. This country is bigger than who's president for 4 years. I just think it's important people remember. There are places I wouldn't be able to get IVF treatments in Europe. Like, we put a lot, and love my European friends, but we put everyone else on kind of this pedestal and act like America is so backward and broken. It's
Who
not.
does that?
Well,
I think this is still the greatest nation on earth.
It's a pretty young democracy that doesn't seem to be working right now. And so I do think
I believe more in
working
America
just
than
fine.
Donald Trump's ability to
it
ruin
doesn't seem
Yeah.
to be working for everyone. And I think that's Rosie O'Donnell's prerogative, and that's her point. It doesn't work.
Shut up.
It works just fine. Obama got elected for 2 terms. Trump came in. He got voted out. Biden came in. America voted for him. Right? Right?
Then he was so bad.
And he got 81 million votes. And then he did such a bad job that went back to Trump.
Yeah, he set a record. Over 80 million votes. Next election.
Didn't even make it. He was so bad. But look, democracy is working fine. Y'all just don't like the results. I didn't like the results when Biden won.
Yeah, still,
You know?
we still live
It just goes along with territory.
Yeah.
For Rosie O'Donnell to leave the country and take her non-binary son to another country where majority of that country is white and is not as diverse as this country just speaks volumes to me. She don't really believe in the things that she's speaking about. Yeah. Why did she give up so easy? Why did she give up so easy and go to Ireland?
Yeah, because she's a loser.
Yeah.
That's what Trump's been saying all along. This woman is a loser.